All right, my friends, this video is going to be titled, Don't Hire a Financial Advisor, Become One. Have you ever thought about becoming a financial advisor as part of a second career, for instance? I deal with a lot of people, let's say 55, 60, something like that. They're getting ready to quit their crappy old job and they want to go into other things, but they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I say, you don't need a PhD to become a financial advisor. All you have to be able to do is A, be able to talk to people on a level that they can understand, and then two, have an understanding of basic financial principles. And I'm telling you, if you're 55 or 60 with no mortgage, you got a pension, you've been able to squirrel away some money, you have more knowledge on this than the vast majority of financial advisors that are out there, professionals. Because a lot of those financial advisors are in debt as far as they can see. They have to sell stuff in order to put food on the table. And they just are trying to build a business in which they can live on by selling, as opposed to true financial advising. And I'm telling you, man, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that would be wonderful financial advisors if they just had a little bit of ability to get in the business. And I'll share with you some of how that would work here in just a second. But look, you don't have to be a PhD. You don't have to be a rocket science. You don't even need to be a chemical engineer. You just have to know how to talk to people and be able to deal with basic financial situations. Experience is the most wonderful thing. And I'm telling you, if you're a 58-year-old guy or lady and you've been managing your household for 30 years, you have more experience than most people out there. I'm just telling you do. Absolutely. And you can recall on those experiences to be able to advise people what you went through when they were in your situation. Now, there's a benefit for you too. A, you're helping people, which is wonderful. But B, you can make money. There's a huge need for financial advisors that don't manage money for a living, that just do hourly, that just do consultations for however you want to charge. You want to charge $10, you want to charge $1 million, it doesn't matter. There's a huge need for these people because everyone who comes into financial planning, they do it because they see all these financial advisors get paid big bank. They're like, man, I want to get paid big bank, without realizing they're getting paid big bank by not by being financial advisors, but by managing money, assets under management. And so what happens is these guys come in and say, if you don't have $1 million, I can't work with you. Well, I'm telling you, how many people actually have $1 million in this day and age? I think they said like there's 1 million people out there, or households in all of America. So if you've got 350 million households in America, or 350 million people, let's just say that's 175 million households. 1 million. That's like what, 2? I don't even think 2%. I don't even know what that would be. But 1 million of 175 million households have $1 million of liquid net worth. That's it. So all these financial advisors are all vying for that small, tiny sector of the population. It's nuts, actually. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, they say that they will certainly take your $400,000 account and dump it into some ETFs that's being self-managed, even though they say they're managing it custom built for you. They're not. They're just putting an ETF rebalance structure. And that, look, I got no problem with that, but let's not pretend they're custom building this. So if you don't want to pay somebody to manage your money because you know for a fact that you can do better simply because your fees are less, well, who do you go talk to? That's the question. Who do you go talk to? You need some tax planning, some retirement income planning, but you don't want to pay for investment advice. Who do you go talk to? And that's the issue. There's a very, very few people you can do. The Garrett Financial Planning Network is out there. The folks at XYPN Planning Network. But even those guys, a lot of them are doing it based on financial assets under management. And so there's just not that many people that you can go see who charges a fee for a consultation on financial advising. I'm telling you, it's few and far between, which means there's a huge market for people who are competent in their financial planning skill set and don't want to manage money for a living because you know you can't do it well. You just can't. It's impossible. I'll go back again to all these guys say, I manage a custom built portfolio for you. How many clients do you have? Well, I have 300 clients. How are you possibly doing that then? I mean, it's just, come on. It's silly. Well, I use software. Well, if you're using software, why do I need you? It just drives me crazy. So there's a huge market for competent, experienced financial advisors. You do not have to be a Series 7. You do not have to be a Series 6. You don't have to be a CFP. In fact, I would say you shouldn't even go get your CFP. It doesn't make sense to have the CFP letters behind your name. You can study for the exam. A long time ago, back 2005, I think, I taught for a year, 6 months, I can't remember, maybe 6 months at Virginia Commonwealth University, the CFP course. I think I taught the insurance section of it. And everybody in my class was just older guys. I think there's a couple of women in there. About 14 people in my class. I think 12 or 13, 11 or 12 were men, basically getting ready to retire from Dominion Resources, Dominion Power. The bulk of them were, simply because they're like, I just want to know how to do this for myself, and I don't want to hire anybody. And I thought that was a pretty good strategy. So you're not going to sit for the CFP? They said, no, I just want to take the course so I can figure out how to do this myself. And so they took the course. They didn't sit for the exam. They're not CFPs. No one cares. Now, if you're looking for, I guess some people do care about the CFP. I frankly don't know why you would. Look, I went through the course. I got the CFP back in 2005. I started the course in 2001, and I finished in 2005. It's good, without question. I'm glad I did it. Is that what makes you a good financial planner? 100% absolutely not. Not in the least. Am I here to bag on the CFP? No, I'm not. I'm just, at the end of the day, it's not needed to be a good financial planner. The best financial planner is the one to have personal experiences, which they can draw back on, and have been talking to people about financial planning. And if you're one of those people, hey, you like to talk to people, you're not extrovert. A lot of people think a good salesman is extrovert. Nuh-uh. You're good at talking to people on their level. That's what makes you a good salesperson, and that's what makes you good as a financial planner doing this line of work. Not that you're here to sell stuff, but people got to have faith in you and trust you. That's what makes a good salesperson. And if you're going to do this for a second career, you have to have some sales skills. And sales skills would be, you know how to talk to people, and you know how to get them to buy your service, which is doing financial planning. And so you sit there and say, look, I got 30 years experience. What's your experience? Working for Merrill Lynch? Hell no. Working for Ed Jones? Hell no. I got 30 years experience managing my own money. And here I am today, a 58-year-old guy. I got a $3,000 a month pension. I got no debt. I got $450,000 squirreled away in my 401k. I was able to put 2 kids through college. Man, that's a huge skill set that no financial planner that works in one of these big wirehouses can say the same. Yeah, all right, I don't mean no. There are some, don't get me wrong. And even these guys that run these RIAs, Registered Investment Advisory Firms, that I'm telling you, man, these guys, just because they're an RIA and they're not tied for sales pitches, what do they say? They're not beholden by any company. That stuff's so 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. But you absolutely have the skill set. Now, you got to get your word out there. How do you get your word out there? Well, do YouTube channels, do podcasts. I think blogs are way overused. It's so easy to do a blog. I would actually do something via the word audio or visual. Do those two things to get your start for sure. That's how you build a business. The audio so people can listen to in their car. The visual, like YouTube channel, like what I do, so people can see you in action and know that you're legit. And be personable. Don't be some Scrooge McDuck where it's like people don't want that. They don't want some guy in a 3-piece suit sitting there with a top hat. They want someone just true to who they are. It's okay. You're doing this for a second career. And just think about it. If you got 10 people a month at $150 a pop, let's just say that's $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year to go along with your pension, to go along with your Social Security, to go along with your distributions from your IRA, however you're doing it. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Well, Josh, I don't have any experience. Yes, you do. You do. Talking to a lady, Donna, in Illinois. Worked her tail off to pay off her home, is now going to downsize and move to some place in Kentucky or Missouri or something like that. I'm getting ready to do a video on her, as a matter of fact. I would trust her financial planning more than I trust half these guys at the bank in their suits who are there to sell product because they have quotas to meet. I'm telling you right now, if you got quotas to achieve, you're going to find a way to sell product. That's a fact. If you have no quotas to achieve, then you're going to do what you got to do, which sometimes means I can't help you, sir. You're going to have to go on your merry way. But if you have quotas and someone's in front of you and your boss is breathing down your neck to sell product, guess what you're going to do? You're going to sell product. You know that. I know that. The bankers know that. And does it. The Merrill Lynch guys and the Edward Jones guys and all these registered investment advisory guys out there. If they got quotas, products to meet, they are going to find a way to make that product look good in front of you so you can buy their product and thus they can get paid and make their bosses happy too. So those days in that regard are still here. The question is how many people are in doing true financial planning that don't have quotas or product goals to meet? Not many. How many people need true financial planning that don't want to be sold something? A huge amount. So the moral of this story, you have experience, you have know-how, You know how to talk to people. How? Because you have friends and family that you've been working with at work for 30 years. You talk to the guys on the job site. Just talked to a firefighter yesterday. He just doesn't love his boss, but he loves the guys he works with. The guy is freaking squared away financially. His wife is squared away financially. She likes the people she works with as well. That means they like people. They're able to get along. They have a skill set, which is being a human being and being able to talk to people on their level. Why would this guy not go into financial planning? Well, he doesn't have to, but he can do it. Say, look, my skill set is such that I'll do a video every now and again, or I'll do a blog post every now and again, or I'll do a podcast, and I'll take a couple clients on occasion. I'll charge a fee for it. You don't need anything more than that. As long as you're not selling investment services, you don't even need to be registered. Now, there's some area, oh, you're charging financial advice. No, you're not. You're not telling people how to invest their money. If you start telling people how to invest their money and you're charging a fee, that's a little bit different. And that's why I just say, turn them over to Vanguard, turn them over to Fidelity, let them, one of the robo-advisors, turn them over to USAA, Jazz Wealth, let other people manage their investments, or at least advise them on investments. As long as you're not doing that, you don't need to be registered. And because of that, you can offer financial planning advice all day long. Just you cannot offer fee-based specific investment advice. I'm going to pay you, Josh, a fee to tell me how to invest. Now, I can't do that. It's got to be, I'll pay you a fee to do financial planning, and I will give you asset allocation recommendations in terms of you need a more small, you're all into G fund, you probably need some C fund at the TSP, but you can't do it for paid for financial advice. I mean, could you probably, should you know, let them go to Vanguard, let them go to something like that and pay the 30 basis points to have an asset allocation designed for them with index funds. I got no problem with that in the least. But you're talking about taxes, you're talking about insurance, you're talking about financial planning, you're talking about cash flow and budgeting. I'm telling you, my friends, there's a huge need for it. And I just, if you're 58, 60 years old, you're like, I'm done with a crappy old job. I like the guys I worked with, but we're getting bought out. I might be laid off anyway. I don't know what to do next. I don't want to just sit around smoking cigarettes all day long. Well, think about becoming a financial planner. You got 30 years ahead of you, my friends, and think about becoming a financial planner, just offering your services for a nominal fee. Whatever the nominal is completely up to you. It might be $5,000, it might be $500, I don't know, and frankly, don't care. And you use my guy Dave Simon, and I'll be happy to have him to refer him to you or you to him to build your website. He's great, it's very favorable from a fee perspective. Get yourself a website. YouTube doesn't cost anything. Podcast, go to anchor.fm. Doesn't cost anything. Man, you're in a good place. You're in a good place. I think I wish more people would get involved in this. And the people I talk to, I'm telling you, yeah, I might know a little bit more than they, because I've been doing this for so long, but they know more than the bulk of financial professionals out there. I'm just telling you, I've been in this business a long time. The bulk of professionals are not students of the business, and that's what makes it scary. So if you've been reading John Bogle, RIP, you've been reading Journal for Financial Planning, you've been following Dave Ramsey even. I'll even give him that. If you've been following these guys, you know more than a lot of people out there who are professionals, and you should think about coming into the business as a financial planner. Anyway, so remember, next time, don't hire a financial planner, become one. I think it's a wonderful career choice. We need more people that are good, wholesome, aren't going to charge an arm and a leg, and do not charge assets under management. And man, you're going to make good things happen for a lot of people, and they need you. So think about that. Don't forget to subscribe, comments, questions, concerns, put them down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks now.